So if you remember, a couple of months ago, I reviewed a pair of Joy-Cons that were custom painted to look like a GameCube controller. Now the GameCube is a pretty old console, over 15 years old, but today we're going to be looking at a pair of Joy-Cons that go even further back. But before we take that jump back in time, the intro. Hey, what's going on everyone? John here from Tech in the Budget. If you're not already, make sure you subscribe to the channel because 1, it's super easy to do. All you gotta do is hit that bright red subscribe button down below. And 2, you'll be subscribing to the best, well, not the best, but a pretty darn good tech channel. And since you're already subscribing to the channel, you might as well hit that notification bell too so you can join the notification squad and be alerted when I post new videos. Alright, so I said everything that I need to try and get you to subscribe to my channel, and the rest is up to you. Now let's take a look at some Joy-Cons.
New Nintendo 64. It's fantastic.
Alright, so I'll be honest with you, I've never owned or even played the fantastic line of N64 consoles. My family, we had the OG charcoal version and we never got another version, so there was no need to get the colorful version. But I always thought it looked awesome because of that clear / colorful look, and it was so unique and I always wanted it but never got it. But now I can have the exact same look on my Joy-Cons and the results are pretty awesome. These are my brand new ice blue Joy-Cons, and when you take a closer look, you can tell why they're called ice blue. For starters, they're blue, obviously, but you can also see through the Joy-Cons. You can see the circuits, the wirings, the batteries, and even the HD rumble packs. It's such a unique look and it's definitely an eye-catcher. Another cool detail is that even the SL and SR buttons are ice blue, and this is nice because it keeps the coloring of the Joy-Cons consistent. As you probably already noticed, not only the shells of the Joy-Cons have been customized, but even the 4 face buttons that you find on each have been swapped out. Starting with the right Joy-Con, the stock face buttons have been swapped out, with colored buttons that match the color scheme of the Super Famicom controller. The buttons feel as they should, they feel exactly like the stock buttons, and I don't have any problems with them. Now taking a look at the left Joy-Con, this is where things get crazy. Instead of 4 directional buttons, you have an actual D-pad. Besides the color of the Joy-Cons, the addition of a D-pad is my favorite part of this customization. Now it makes sense why Nintendo swapped out the D-pad for 4 directional buttons. When you switch to 2-player mode and use each Joy-Con as their own individual controller, you want them to feel the same and have the exact same buttons, so that's why instead of a D-pad you have 4 directional buttons. But when you're not playing 2-player games, the D-pad is the way to go. It just feels natural to use a D-pad for a game that relies on these directional buttons, instead of having 4 separate buttons. I mean, it's the reason why the Pro Controller has a D-pad, it's just better. These Joy-Cons are perfect for single player gaming, the D-pad feels exactly as it should, and honestly, if you told me that Nintendo made these, I'd believe you. That's how good these Joy-Cons feel, they feel like something you'd buy from Nintendo, and it really tells you a lot about how good this customization was done. And I've tested everything out. I've tested out the buttons, the joysticks, the HD rumble, NFC reader, motion controls, and everything works as they should. Another cool feature is that the Joy-Cons have been programmed to read as ice blue, so when you slide them into your console, they show up as blue. It's a nice touch and it really makes this feel like a complete product. So these specific Joy-Cons were custom made for me by a guy named Chris on Etsy. He not only has ice blue, but he's got atomic purple, jungle green, watermelon red, all the colors from the Fantastic series. If you're interested in checking out these Joy-Cons, I'll leave the link down below as well as the link to these specific pair of Joy-Cons. Now when it comes to pricing, these Joy-Cons will cost you $150 with the D-pad and $130 without. Now I know it sounds a little pricey, but I'll give you the same reasoning that I gave with the GameCube Joy-Cons. A pair of regular Joy-Cons cost you $80, so really you're paying $50 to have them customized. Now you can go the DIY route, they sell the shell replacement kit on Amazon for $24, but you also need a special toolkit that will cost you around $10. So you save yourself around $25 if you do it yourself, but here's something to think about. Taking these apart is not an easy task, especially if it's your first time.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
A lot of YouTubers have made videos on this swap, and a lot of them talk about their frustrations. Some have even had to buy second Joy-Cons because the first one broke. If you mess up, you end up spending way more than you thought. So my advice would be, if you're not 100% confident with this job, pay the extra $10 and leave it to the professionals. I have no complaints with these Joy-Cons. They look and feel amazing, like they could be made by Nintendo, and most importantly, they work as they should. And before we end this video, I want to make a quick announcement about the giveaway for the Nintendo Switch Thwomp block. I'm going to be extending it for another 2 weeks, and the date that it's going to expire will be somewhere around here. So make sure you keep that in mind. Again, I'll leave the Gleam giveaway link down below, so you just follow that and there will be instructions on how to enter. You can do things like subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. There's a lot of ways to enter, and the more that you do, the more likely you'll be able to win the prize. Now, that's all I have to say. Good luck to everyone who enters, and let's wrap up this video. So what do you guys think of these ice blue Joy-Cons? Which color would you choose from the Fantastic Series line? Let me know by meeting me down below in the comments. And now, we're at the end of the video, so you know what you gotta do. If you guys like the video, be sure to smash that thumbs up button, subscribe right over here, and of course, click that notification bell so you can join the notification squad. Now I'll catch you guys in the next video, and have a good one.